Greetings from the Pacific Northwest, Bo here. I got some vinyl finds. Was at a record show in Olympia, Washington yesterday. They didn't do one last year, so this one was kind of people were looking forward to it. So it was a pretty big one. It was a pretty good one. I intended to shoot video at the show. I don't have the confidence that some of you guys do. I'm always worried about people. Funny that when you make videos, you would think about this, but I worry about people. Well, what's that guy doing? Why is he taking pictures? So I didn't do it. And there was a lot of good stuff to show too. I kind of wish that I had, but one day I'll get past it. And I'll be able to at least take some video while I'm flipping through records and stuff. Lots of good stuff. Unfortunately, didn't stay within my budget. Spent my budget, came home, got more money, and went back and bought more records. Show was that good, so let's get to it. All right, I'm going to start with this. This is the Jim Carroll Band. This is called Catholic Boy, I do believe. And this has got the song, features a song of people who've died. If you've got Sirius Radio, they play this on the garage station a lot. So my wife and I this is the first record I found at the show. Like, first bin I went to, third record, and I found this. I go, wow, okay, that takes care of that. So that's some good stuff. He's kind of considered alternative, or some people throw the punk word around. I don't know if it's all that punk, but it's pretty good. Because I didn't have it, and this kind of rounds out the Canned Heat collection. This is Living the Blues, which of course has got the hype sticker. It features the hit Going Up the Country. It's a gatefold. Take it out. Jackets, well loved. The gatefold. Canned Heat, blues rock, boogie rock kind of stuff. Mostly known for their two hits, Going Up the Country and On the Road Again. This is Leonard Cohen, Songs of Love and Hate. This is pretty decent. A lot of his stuff, it's really stripped down, kind of folk. It's a lot of his stuff kind of sounds the same. It's basically just him and the guitar, but he had been a poet, so it's pretty good stuff. My wife really digs it, so that's Leonard Cohen. This next one, if you are familiar with Ugly Things, or if you've watched Glass Orchid Aftermath's videos in the past, he had a video where he and his wife Sam were in Mexico on a vacation, and they were looking specifically for the Mexican music of the era. Won in a lot of record shops and stuff. He ended up getting some CDs, but some of this stuff does exist. This is Los Babies, and this is still a sealed copy. The guy that owns the record store that I go to, Rainy Day Records, this was in his collection. It was only $20, not too bad. It's garage music. It's from 67 or 68, and it's sealed. It won't be. I'm not that kind of guy. Hopefully it's not warped, but it doesn't feel like it. It's not in a real tight shrink wrap, so I think it should be okay. Looking forward to spinning that. So check out Mark's video. It was in an episode, or it was in an edition of Ugly Things too. I can't remember. A nice big write-up about the psychedelic garage scene that was going on in Mexico in the 60s. So there's a lot of good, and it's not just Mexico. South America, particularly Brazil, there was lots of Venezuela. There was lots of good music out there, not just in the United States and the UK. Another group that's been written up quite a bit in Ugly Things. This is the Bittersweet. This is a Hypnotic One. I don't know if this is their only album. They may have done one other. It's garage psych kind of stuff. Not the easiest to find. It's the first time I've ever seen it, and decided to pick that up. Here we've got Poe Through the Glass Prism. So I don't know if this is the Dynaflex or not, but it is on the Orange RCA label. So nice picture of Edgar Allan Poe there on the back. So Glass Prism. And this is a group that kind of local to the Seattle scene. Chrome Circus. Love Cycle is the name of the album. And this one has, and somebody drew a big star on it, unfortunately, but this one wasn't too expensive. It's one of the cheaper finds of the day. It's garage psych. It's got from what I understand, its reputation is greater than the actual material. But like I said, it's local, so it's local to me. So I was looking forward to see it. These last 3 records, though, this is the good stuff, folks. This is not even really one that I knew that I wanted. It's a UK album. It's on the Pantonic label, and it's called The Underground Set. And it's got a really cool looking cover there, if you ask me. And that's the back side of it. This record is as clean as any record I've ever purchased, too. That's the Pantonic label there for you, folks. There's no singing on this. There's a little chanting on stuff, and this was released in 1970, and it's a little bit kind of. If I had to guess, I would guess this was recorded more like in 66, 67. It's got more of that sound. It's a lot of organ driven, lots of. It's more mood psychedelic kind of music is what it really is. But this album, to me, I was talking with Jason Funnyface 26 about it, and. You know, he says it's okay for what it is, but you know, everybody wants too much money. This one was actually priced pretty decently. I was kind of blown away by it because I didn't really know what to expect. I thought it was really cool. It was nice to put on. It was a good little mood album. Okay. Last 2, Voltaron Mainstream. Now, these are the 2 records that I came back for. I went in and I made the guy an offer. These were not cheap, but I got a pretty good deal on them. It turns out that the guy, and I don't want to say his name because I don't know that he wants his name out there like that. But I was talking to Adam from Rainy Day Records. There was a guy that he wanted to introduce me to. I thought it was this guy, but it was not him. This guy is in charge of the Seattle show at the Seattle Center, the old Seattle Center Coliseum, Key Arena they call it. Now it's not actually in there. It's in one of the buildings around it. That's where the Supersonics used to play. Of course, they're long gone, unfortunately. But Mainstream, this is December's Children. This is a really cool psych album. Hard to find. The only problem with it is it's got, and you won't be able to see, but on this right here, it's got a more than a faint scratch. It's noticeable, but it doesn't make any noise when it's played, which kind of shocked me. So, and the price was right on this. This is some good stuff, psych. And this last one, this one, I just knew I was never going to see it again, so I had to get it. And I've played this one a few times. This one's really cool. It's got a psychedelic reputation. I'd say it felt more garage to me with some psych tweaks, some psych tinges to it. I think this was a cash-in. It was studio musicians. It's well done. It sounds really good, and this thing is perfect. I mean, maybe the jacket's not. This is the Tiffany shade. Also on the Mainstream label. Mainstream, put out some pretty interesting stuff back in the 60s. Kind of experimental. I think the big Tangerine Zoo was on there. Probably the most well-known group may have been the Amboy Dukes. They had a hit with Journey to the Center of the Mind that had been Ted Nugent's band at one time. But so on that Mainstream. And this thing is, the record itself is like almost unplayed condition. Perfect condition. Like I said, the jacket's got some dings to it, but who cares? You don't play the jackets, right, folks? Anyhow, that's the Olympia Record Show. It was a great show. Hopefully they'll be back. They used to run 2 a year. Hopefully they'll be back in November. But yeah, this was, and I'm going back to that guy's table. That guy had, there was some stuff there that, you can't buy them all. And I would have liked to have tried. Anyhow, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.